This is yet another example of the expected thing happens and the usual suspects are surprised. Women's over 50 are more likely to feel patronized or ignored because of their age, survey reveals. So, this is what happens when you've lived your whole life with privilege, and then when you lose that privilege, it seems like oppression to you. A lot of these women, the only thing they ever had going for them was their looks. And they got a lot of preferential treatment because of it. They got a lot of privileges because of their looks. Then, when their looks faded, they lost those privileges. Now they're being treated just like a guy would, and they can't handle it. We covered an article years ago where a woman outright admitted it, like she let slip. Oh, I'm being treated like a boy. Oh, I'm being treated like a man. Didn't you want equality? So she finally got the equality she wanted. She's being treated like a man, and now it's a problem. Yeah, this is what happens when you lose your privilege. No, women's over 50 are more likely to feel patronized or ignored because of their age, while men are treated rudely or aggressively, a new study has found. I think it's less to do with age and more to do with, I guess how together you still are upstairs. I know damn well every time I'm pulling my cart up at Walmart and I see someone who has to be 90 in the row ahead of me, I generally go to another row even if there's more people waiting, because I know how that usually goes. And more than 1 in 3 middle-aged women say they have been patronized because of their age, while 27% feel they had been ignored by others. Yeah, it's because you lost the one thing you had going for you. Now you're being treated like a man would be. Congratulations. By contrast, 1 in 5 middle-aged men say they had experienced rudeness because of their age, and 7% have even been treated aggressively. The Age Without Limits survey found. The poll of more than 2,000 people aged 50 and over also found that men are twice as likely to challenge someone if they feel they're being treated negatively because of their age than women. Yeah, that's because the women have been trained for 5 decades to wait until some white knight steps in for them. They're not used to having to challenge anybody. All they had to do was turn on the waterworks, and every white knight mangina in a mile radius is already there. But once their looks fade, that doesn't happen anymore. You've lost the privilege. And some 58% of middle-aged women say they would never or rarely challenge someone if they experienced ageism, compared to less than half of men. The reasons given for not challenging ageist behavior include embarrassment, a lack of confidence, not wishing to make a scene, and not feeling it would make a difference. Or how about realizing you actually are wrong and you can't blame everything on isms? No, notice that that's probably never a option in these surveys. Like, yeah, maybe you're in the wrong. Maybe the criticism was legit and you're just trying to blame it on an ism. The survey, part of the Age Without Limits campaign by the Center for Aging Better charity, also found that women are more likely to report ageist treatment in healthcare and retail settings, while men find this in the workplace. Yeah, that's because a lot of women, they're already out of the workplace by this age. At least the type of workplace where they'd be climbing career ladders. Yeah, men still have to protect and provide for their families, even in their 50s, 60s, 70s. Dr. Carol Easton, chief executive of the Center for Aging Better, said experiencing ageism leaves people feeling patronized, dismissed, and ignored, which can lead to people changing their behaviors, questioning their worth, and limiting their own experiences and opportunities. Yeah, but once again, you have to be willing to look at it objectively. Sometimes it's not an ism. There are legitimate criticisms. I mean, which I guess the criticism is an ism, isn't it? All right. You know what I mean. Everyone has the right to age without limits, but age-based prejudice is stopping that from being a reality for many. The reality is age does make a difference. And if you pretend it doesn't, you're just denying reality and you're going to be miserable. Like, look, I ain't exactly the youngest anymore myself. The older I get, I have to change my behavior to match my new reality. I can't eat as much as I used to because I have to work out longer and harder to get rid of the weight. I have to do more workout just to maintain where I'm at. Forget improving. Just maintaining where you're at gets harder. You got to watch what you eat. So your body just starts rejecting certain things in general. So you're like, even as a rare treat, I don't know, if I eat this, the toilet's going to hate me. Are you saying I should just ignore all that? No, no, no. Just keep living like you did when you were 20. Age is just a number. You're only as old as you feel. Harriet Bayless, co-head of the Age That Limits campaign, said our survey finds the vast majority of people do not always challenge ageism they experience for a variety of reasons. Maybe they realize that the person was right. It's perfectly understandable that people might feel a bit uncomfortable doing this at first, but it's vitally important that we do it if we are to rid society of negative attitudes towards aging and older people. So, are you saying that it would somehow improve the society's attitudes towards you if you fly off the handle and start making ageism accusations every time you start feeling uncomfortable or dismissed or whatever? No, that I'm telling you right now, that's just going to make people avoid you. No one's going to want to have anything to do with you if they know that you're going to fly off the handle and accuse them of ageism at the drop of a hat. But hey, if you want to go this route, go ahead. I don't really care. It doesn't affect me.